Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on the video. As for all tutorials, I will make sure to link the code down below in the description. Let's get started with an example. I have 3 people in the list and they're called people, and I want to print out each person in the list. This would be how I do it. So if I save this and I run it, then I get Fraser, Alice and Bob, which as you can see is the exact thing which is in the list, so the code works well. Now because names, at least in English, I always start with a capital letter, if I wanted to write some code to capitalize all these names, this would be the code I'd write. I'd create an empty list and I'd then go for person and people. I would do cap p, which is a temporary variable, and set it equal to whatever person.capitalizes. I would then append cap p to the cap people list. Now just to make sure that you know, this people is referencing this list here, not the new cap people. Now if I just print out cap people, which is this list, I should get a list with everyone capitalized, and that's what I've got. I've got a list saying Fraser, Bob and Alice, but as you can see, the Fraser, Bob and Alice are all capitalized, which is great. This is without list comprehension, but with list comprehension, this would be how I do it with list comprehension. If I just make that full screen, what you can see is this is the exact same code. Well, this code is the exact same thing, but it's much shorter. So I'll explain how it works. This is cap people, so this is the list that you want to make. And then this is what you append to the list for each loop, for each iteration rather, of the loop, so which is person.capitalize, and this is again looping over the people list for person and people. And then if I just print out the list, the new list cap people, I should get the exact same result. So if I run this, I get the exact same result, which is great. Now I'll give you another example of list comprehension. As you can see, if I wanted to make square numbers, what I would do is what you can see on the screen, which is squares equals I squared for I in range 15, and this double asterisk just means squared in Python. Now the general I guess structure for a comprehension, list comprehension at least, is I for I in range of whatever, or whatever list you have, and then an if condition at the end. I'll explain what the if condition and how to use it in just a minute, but if I save and run this, I should get a list of all the square numbers, which as you can see I do. I get square numbers between 0 and 14 squared, which is great. So if I wanted only the even square numbers, this is what I do. I'd then do even square numbers, and I would do the exact same code. As you can see, this is exactly the same as here, but the only new thing now is I've got an if condition at the end, which is if I squared is mod 2 is equal to 0, then append it to the list. Otherwise, don't append it to the list. And then if I print even squares, I should just get a list with all the even squares in, which as you can see, oh whoops, I forgot to save it. So if I save this now and rerun it, yeah, that's exactly what I expected. I get a list with only even squares in, which is great. Now you can't, it's not just lists which you can comprehend, or you can't, there's more than just list comprehensions, right? You've also got dictionary comprehensions. So say I had some dictionary, and I want to do a comprehension on it. What you do is, the general form is key and then value for I in whatever list you want to loop over, or whatever generator, and then you can also have an optional if condition at the end. Now if I print out some dictionary, what I should get is none for all of the entries in the dictionary, which is what I get. I get 0, none, 1, none, 2, none, and so on, which is great. I can also, for dictionaries, I could do this for any comprehension, but this is particularly useful for dictionary comprehension, is I can use the zip function, which is an inbuilt Python function, and for the purposes of this tutorial, all you need to know, if you haven't come across it before, is it allows you to iterate over 2 lists at the same time. So as you can see, I is the key and j is the value in this new dictionary, and I go I colon j for I comma j in zip of range 5 and reversed range 5. So what this will do is it will create the keys the exact same as for some dictionary, but now for the values it will do the opposite. It will reverse the values. So if I print now that if I save this and I run it, I get 0, 4, 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1 and 4, 0, which is exactly what I expected, which is great. That's pretty much all you need to know for comprehensions in Python. There is one more thing which I'll briefly cover, and that is you can also do generator comprehensions. If you don't know what a generator is, that's fine, because I plan to do another tutorial on what generators are. But with generators, because you use curly brackets for them, you can do the exact same thing as a list comprehension, but now with curly brackets. However, if you print this, you get the generator object. Now, I won't explain what this is because, like I said, I'm making a video on this anyway. So that's the end of the video. Like I said, all the code will be linked down below in the description. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Please stay tuned for my later videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.